You wouldn't understand the thrill of being creator and destroyer, so let me explain. My name is Logan, and today marks the first day of my new project. You see, I am blind. My world is trapped in darkness, but my imagination, that knows no bounds. I've always believed a person's true form is what lies beneath their skin. In a way, that's why they become my toys, my human sculptures. Today, I walked to the park feeling the soft warmth of the sun on my face. There was the air filled with laughter, children's voices, and with them, the peculiar rhythm of hope so different from my world. It is rather humorously infelicitous that the world should be so full of light, while mine is a canvas of muted shades. That is why I need help. What I need is vision. A sleeper to guide me, at least for the time being, to lend me his vision. In little time, the scheme materialized. I would lure those willing spirits who reach out to help me. I would invite them into my life, shower them with appreciation, and meanwhile create something much bigger than they had ever imagined. I have. Yesterday, I met a nice girl named Lily who offered to help me as I made my way through the park. Her laughter was like music, and it made me almost human again. As she walked alongside me, I could feel the warmth emanating from her smile. It was all I could do to prevent asking too much, too many questions that would burst this particular illusion. We stopped at a cafe where she bought me a hot chocolate. It was then I decided I would take her to my home under the pretense of showing my gratitude. I wanted to design her into my first human masterpiece. I took her through the creaky door of my apartment. Deceptively simple, the shapes and shadows there only I had come to understand. I offered her a chair and set her at ease. It was when she drank that I struck. The promise of warmth turned cold, enveloped in the darkness of plastic and steel. A rag was wedged between her lips before reality set in. Lily was my first toy, the first realization that my vision didn't need to be seen with eyes but crafted with intent. I bound her gently, appreciative of the way she squirmed beneath my touch. I whispered sweet nothings into her ear. Day 10. The process of creation. Creating my toys was an art, a mixture of tender love and cold calculation. Each one had a purpose, a story in which I was the puppet master. And so I sat in my apartment, the silence broken only by the faint sounds of Lily's muffled protests as I began the work of her transformation. The bondage I'd learned from myriad sources, the internet abounded with ideas. I taught myself the beauty of designs embracing the human form, the allure of fabric against skin. Thus here, in the now dim light, was my creation, her each knot a stroke of the brush, each struggle a rhythm to my symphony of silence. While working, I was aware of the sound of her body rustling against ropes that let me know she was still conscious. It pleased me. It was almost as if I had captured not just her body, but somehow, strangely, even her spirit. I felt the energy shift in the air, morphing as I created something monstrous, beautiful. A prisoner to everyone who could see her, a work of art to me. I painted her pain with tenderness, being careful about the rises and falls of each breath, entering and leaving her lungs, as my comfort lay in the power I had over her. Day 20. Unexpected twist. This morning brought an unexpected visitor. Sam, a friend from the local support group for the blind, pounded on my door. I had thought it was too early in the process. Still, a little more time with Lily remained necessary. "Logan?" Sam called out, his voice muffled by the thickness of the door. "I heard you might need help with a few things," he said, his voice sure. How was I to tell him that I already had a toy in production? Desperation clawed at me. I had no choice. I needed to keep Lily silent and buy some time with Sam. I thought quick and decided to invite him in. I would play on his good nature while steering him toward my grand design. With Lily tucked safely away in the dark of my hidey hole, I got Sam inside. We talked of my recent efforts at independence, of how hard it was to cope on my own. I mimed the grateful blind man, utterly blithely unaware of the tension building in my chest. As I went through the conversation, paranoia overcame me. What if Sam actually guessed? I had to get him away from the apartment. I waited until Sam turned his back to refill his drink. My heart was racing, and I reached for a cloth, one used before, and, before he could even struggle, I had him bound. Guilt clawed at me, but it was overshadowed by the thrill of my dark creation. Another toy. Day 30. The game of control. Now, Lily and Sam existed in my own twisted world, entwined within a web of entrapment. I watched them adjust. A part of me was fascinated with the resiliency they possessed. Another part reveling I was just a Goberment experiment.